I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Yuta Saros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Sonny. And before we get to the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first, let me introduce you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're getting educated about the show. Click on that merchandise tab. Going to take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from Renegades Puck are still available in our online store, whether that is socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, or so much more. Something like 88 different items with our logo on it. Best said, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on X and Threads. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook, TikTok as well. So please take just a second and give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscription on any of those different platforms, whatever it is you prefer. Jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck YouTube. We sure could use your assistance right over there, and we sure do appreciate all of our new subscribers. So check us out by searching Renegades of Puck on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. That's where you'll find the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, all of our preview segments, our recap segments, and all of our different specialty segments. We post them all there on our YouTube channel. Thanks to the Full Press Predators Network, the Full Press NHL Network, we have gone from local to global in 2023 and continued that momentum well on into 2024. So stick taps, love, and respect to everyone who's checked out the show and helped make us an incredible success in the podcast world. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several other platforms. Just search Renegades of Puck in your preferred platform today, and stick taps, love, and respect to everybody at the Full Press NHL Network for all of the hard work they've done behind the scenes to help make us such a great success. Venmo, that is how you can support the show financially. Just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck, or scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck, and we sure do appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time and helping us out with several different large projects over the last couple of years since we first launched this project. We always need the help, and we always need the support, and thanks to generous Renegades like you watching and listening right now, we've been able to make some significant upgrades, and we sure do appreciate that. Stick taps, love, and respect. It means a lot to have the support from such a great audience out there. It's great to be in the trenches with each and every one of you. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. At this moment in hockey history, we pause to recap the 2023-2024 NHL season for the Nashville Predators. We're going to do this in chunks of 5 games at a time, so here we go. It's time for the Rebirth Sports season recap.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You give us 10 minutes, we're going to give you the entire game. We go all the way back December the 16th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were welcoming in the Washington Capitals for the first of 2 regular season meetings, and it's Saturday night in Smashville. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Parsonen, Novak, and Evangelista, Trennan, Glass, and Sissons, Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino. We're starting to see some symmetry and some chemistry between these line groupings now that they're getting some experience together, and is certainly proving to be successful for this Nashville Predators team. On the defensive side of things, McDonough and Yossi make up your top pair. Luzon and Carrier make up your second pair, and Barry and Shen make up the third pair. Dante Fabro, the healthy scratch. UC Saros gets the start in net for the Nashville Predators on home ice in the second night of back-to-backs. We are 51 seconds into the first period, and it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Wilson after a turnover by the Nashville Predators. It's the first shot on goal of the game for either team. At 2:23 the first period, it's Lindgren coming up with a save on Carey. That's the Nashville Predators' first shot on goal of the game. At 2:38, it's Lindgren coming up with a save on McDonough's long shot. That's their second shot of goal. Just kidding. 254 the first period. UC Stars coming up with a save on Carlson at the 3:37 mark. Lindgren comes up with a save on Shen at 3:53. Lindgren comes up with a save on Smith's wraparound attempt. And we're seeing the teams trading chances, but the Nashville Predators getting the better of the chances here early in the first 4 minutes at 4:15 of the first period. It's Van Riemsdyk off to the box. 2 minutes for puck over the glass. And the Nashville Predators are going to capitalize with Colton Sisson's net front presence right here. His 10th goal of the season gives the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead. It was a tip/redirect of Yossi's lob setup. Just an incredible play as Colton Sissons picked himself up from behind the net, cuts in front of the goaltender at just the right moment as the captain, Roman Yossi, just lobs a soft wrist shot into the danger area. And Colton Sissons with the perfect redirect as Lindgren was waiting to harmlessly glove this puck. Now, Preds with a 1-0 lead on a slick power play goal. 11:07 of the first period. Evangelista with a wrist shot that's stopped by Lindgren. 11:29 of the first period. Lindgren coming up with another save on Luke Evangelista. It was, as a matter of fact, the third chance of this shift by Luke Evangelista, buzzing in the first period. At 12:56 of the first, it's Saros coming with a save on Ovechkin. We'll hear that again. 19:10 of the first period. Saros coming in with a save on Van Riemsdyk. We hit the end of the first period. Long stretch of action there from 12:56 to 19:10 with not a lot happening. As a matter of fact, low event hockey would happen for multiple stretches of this game. That was the stretch for the first period. Now, we at the end of the first period. The Predators outshoot Washington 8-4 at the end of 20 minutes. Preds lead 1-0. We go to the second period onto the clean sheet. We are 1:49 into the second period, and Tusi Saros coming up with a save on Preds plus a rebound follow-up. And then at 3:23 of the second period, Smith is off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. UC Saros is going to have to get dialed in right here. He comes up with a save on Wilson, then a second save on Strome, and then McDonough is going to be called for high sticking. This is going to lead to a 5-on-3, but before we continue on with the 5-on-3, Oshie does a good job of selling the high stick on McDonough and getting the call, but it was absolutely not a high stick. UC Saros, during the 5-on-3, comes up with a save on Ovechkin. Of course, his heavy blast of a one-timer from the left point. We all know where that's coming from, right there in the face-off circle. Saros then comes up with a save on Strome, but then it's Oshie able to capitalize for the Washington Capitals with his second goal of the season, tying the game up at 1 apiece. The puck got loose after UC Saros comes up with an incredible save. It was just kind of trickling just outside the goal line. Not enough momentum to get it outside the post. Oshie dives towards the net, knifes the puck in easily for his second goal of the season. We got a tied hockey game here early in the second period. Back to 5-on-5 hockey at 5:32 of the second period. UC Saros coming with a save on Alex Ovechkin at 6:16 of the second period. Lindgren coming with a save on Roman Yossi. That's the first shot on goal of the period for this Nashville Predators team, coming at 6:16, and it wasn't necessarily a high danger scoring chance. 7:55 of the second period. UC Saros comes up with a save on Wilson, and now the Nashville Predators are going to be under siege for quite a bit of time. At the 7:55 mark, a save on Wilson. The 10:11 mark, UC Saros, a save on Fairbury. At 11:05, Lindgren comes up with a save on Alex Carey. Now we're at the 12:01 mark, and UC Saros is coming up with a save on Ovechkin. Nashville Predators on fumes out there on the ice, doing all they can to hang on. 12:41, Saros, another save on Ovechkin for Tomasino, fresh off the bench, and the Nashville Predators, the opportunists, to clear the puck to Tomasino, who is off on the breakaway. And so many times before we've seen this, but unlike those previous times before, Tomasino this time finishes the play, forehand, backhand into the net. His second goal of the season puts the Nashville Predators on top 2-1 in this game. Again, for it seemed like 7 straight minutes without a whistle, the Nashville Predators were under siege, and UC Saros was coming up with some incredible saves while the D in front of him was just absolutely exhausted. Tomasino, ever the opportunist, gets the breakaway goal and finally finishes one of those. 2-1 now, Nashville Predators. We're at the 14:49 mark of the second period. It's Lindgren coming up with a save on Forsberg at 15:33. Lindgren comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista, and we have another long stretch and lull of low-impact, low-activity hockey. 19:02 of the second period. UC Saros comes with a save on TJ Oshie. We hit the end of the second period. The shots on goal now for Washington, 17. The Nashville Predators 14. So the Predators are only able to generate 6 shots on goal here in the second period, but they are able to get the most important one of all, the breakaway from Tomasino. The Washington Capitals are able to generate 13 shots on goal after only generating 4 in the first period. UC Saros had to stand incredibly strong. Nashville Predators a chance to to regroup at the intermission. We come out on the clean sheet for the third period. We're a minute and 36 seconds into the third period, and Ovechkin, who's off to the box, 2 minutes for slashing on Philip Forsberg. Lindgren comes up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi, but unfortunately for the Nashville Predators, unable to generate much zone time, much offense, or really anything. But they were happy to see the couple of minutes come off the clock as they're trying to hold on to this lead here in the third period. We flip to the back of the sheet. We go back to 5-on-5 hockey, and we find at 3:41 of the third period, it's Yakov Trenin scoring his 7th goal of the season. He brings the net front jam, and he won the battle on the shift after the power play. So the Nashville Predators send out the 4th line after the power play expires, and they get the job done. McCarron, a big factor on this play, as well as Tomasino. So for the Nashville Predators, Yakov Trenin's 7th goal of the season comes with the one-hand jam in front of the net, gives the Nashville Predators that insurance goal, now 3-1 in favor of the Preds. 6:46 into the third period. It's Lindgren coming up with a save on Luke Evangelista. Luke was buzzing all over the rink tonight. 7:07 of the third period. Saros coming up with a save on Alex Ovechkin again. 7:37 of the third period. It's Lindgren coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. At 8:45 of the third period, we see Carrier go off the box. 2 minutes for slashing, and UC Saros has come up with a huge save on Wilson, but the Nashville Predators penalty kill does a great job in front, blocking shots and taking away passing lanes. Nashville Predators are able to get away from this PK without any danger. At 14:50, after a significant lull in impact hockey, we hit the 14:50 mark now of the third period, and it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Kuznetsov at 15:34 of the third period. It's Lindgren coming up with a save on McCarron at 16:08. It's Lindgren coming up with a save on McCarron. As a matter of fact, McCarron would have 3 consecutive shots on goal for this Nashville Predators team here in the third period. 16:45 the third. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Sandin at 17:23. Glass is off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Saros has come up with a big save on Oshie. Nashville Predators PK is able to stand strong. At 19:47 of the third period, it's Strome off the box. 2 minutes for hooking on glass during the empty net scenario. Honestly, it was a reckless takedown, and the goal should have been awarded because it would have easily been an empty net goal in this situation. But Wes McCauley, being Wes McCauley, does not call the play accurately, and the Nashville Predators are not awarded. Unfortunately, Glass was seemingly injured, and this is not good news. This leads to Lindgren having to come up with a save on Novak, and it also then led to the Nashville Predators continuing to pour on the pressure up until end, honestly, just a minute or a second after the buzzer as the Preds put the puck in after the 20-minute mark. Of course, this led to a large scrum, and the Preds put the puck back in the net. They were pissed off about what happened with the Strome hit there at the end. That's going to do it, though. Teams separate. No serious incidents here. Nashville Predators win this game 3-1 on home ice over the Washington Capitals. 23-22 is the shot advantage in favor of the Nashville Predators, and the Preds find yet another way to win. The top guns on the team did not put up the points and the goals in this game. The bottom 6 got the job done for this Nashville Predators team, and while there might have been long, weird lulls and stretches without high-impact hockey, when the hockey was high-impact, it was pretty incredible, and UC Saros had to come up with another amazing game here against Washington Capitals. Against Alex Ovechkin, 6 saves alone. So UC Saros may not have had the highest shot volume, but he certainly had a heavy workload against this Washington Capitals team, and the Preds find another way to win a game. Under siege in the second period, playing down to the Caps maybe a little bit. Tomasino's breakaway goal wins it for this Predators team. That's going to do it. Preds continue hot. Vancouver Canucks are up next. That's the Reverse Sports Full Game Recap, analysis, and more coming up next.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to December 19th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were facing off on home ice, closing out the regular season series against the Vancouver Canucks. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his line combinations and defensive pairings in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Novak, Glass, and Evangelista. A little bit of a different look right there. Trenton, Sissons, and Parson, Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino. Sherwood, healthy scratch. McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carey, Barry and Shen. So Fabro also healthy scratch. UC Saros gets a start on home ice at Bridgestone Arena. We are just a minute and 35 seconds into the game, and UC Stars coming up with the first save of the game. It's on Roenick at 4:08 of the first period. It's to Smith coming up with a save on Philip Forsberg. That's the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators at 4:09 of the first period. It's Hoglander off the box, 2 minutes for slashing. To Smith comes up with a save on Yossi, and then Barry picks up a penalty, 2 minutes for interference. Perhaps a little bit of embellishment in the situation, but it leads to a 4-on-4 situation. That's when UC Saros on the power play after the 4-on-4 has to come up with a save on Miller, and then also comes up with another save on Pedersen. At 10:08 of the first period, it's UC Stars coming up with a save on Bosser. At 11:48 of the first period, UC Stars coming up with a save on Roenick. At the 12:59 mark of the first period, UC Stars back to work again, this time coming up with a save on Bluger. And then at 16:38, Vancouver breaks through and Pedersen scores his 13th of the season, giving Canucks a 1-0 lead. It was a wrist shot snipe after he just left Barry in the dust in the neutral zone, got in, got plenty of time, and just an absolute sick release and just a snipe in this situation. 13th of the season for Pedersen, 4th against Nashville Predators this season. 1-0 in favor of Vancouver. But just seconds later at 17:09 of the first period, it's Amano, first goal of the season. Barry overskates the puck, which hit the side of the net. It bounces to the front of the net, right into the low slot area, and is set up perfectly. First goal of the season gives Vancouver a 2-goal lead at Bridgestone Arena in just a matter of seconds, and Barry heavily involved in both of those. At 17:17 of the first period, UC Stars coming back to work, coming with a save on Roenick. At 19:45 of the first period, we find to Smith coming with a save on Tomasino's breakaway, but behind the play, things are getting a little bit wild. It officially below the play at 19:47. That's where we'll assess the penalties. McCarron coming in late to respond. Luzon was involved with a clean hit earlier. Multiple Canucks players involved, but McCarron was the only one who dropped the glove, so he gets a 2 starting right there. He says some choice words to the referee, and they were very choice. 10 minutes right there, and then followed with a game misconduct. I thought this was excessive, absolutely excessive at this point in the game. 19:47 of the first period, McCarron is done. 2:10 plus a game. So Vancouver back to the power play, but only 13 seconds to go in the period. So we'll hit the end of the first period with Vancouver out shooting Nashville 11-7, but leading the game 2-0 in a power play of 1:47 to start the second period. Saros comes with a save on Pedersen. The PK would be able to hold after that. 2:30 into the second period. It's to Smith coming up with a save on Tommy Novak at 3:02 at the second period. To Smith coming with a save on Barry at 4:28. To Smith, another save on Thomas. The Nashville Predators finally getting their skates under them in this game at 5:36 of the second period. Saros coming with a save on Roenick at 8:46 of the second. Saros comes with a save on Bosser's deflection. Now the Vancouver Canucks getting some opportunities. 9:38 of the second period. Pedersen hitting the post at 10:47. Preds back on offense. Coming to Smith comes up with a big save on Cole Smith at 13:02 of the second period. It's to Smith coming up with a save on the captain Roman Yossi. The Nashville Predators are going at it with the Vancouver Canucks in a 14:23. That's where we find Luzon getting his 3rd goal of the season. He jumped into the rush after a big hit in the defensive zone by his defensive partner. That would be Alex Carrier. The rush is sprung, and Luzon jumps into it, receives the feed from Evangelista, and snipes. That wrist shot is truly a great one. Luzon's 3rd goal of the season gets the Nashville Predators on the board. Vancouver, though, still holds a 2-1 lead, but Vancouver is going to respond immediately. 14:38, so at 14:23, Luzon scores at 14:38. Hoglander scores his 10th goal of the season. It was a redirect of Hughes' long shot. That gives Vancouver back their 2-goal lead immediately, 3-1 now in favor of the Canucks. but 15-24, it's Puce Suter's 5th goal of the season with some rebound jam that trickles over the line, giving Vancouver a 4-1 lead now in this game right here in the second period. The Nashville Predators definitely not having a good go here on the home rink. 17-11 of the second period. UC Stars coming out with a save on Hughes off of the rush. He turned on the Jets, and it was like he had a level beyond what anybody else on the rink could achieve. 18-42 of the second period. UC Stars coming with a save on Bosser. Again, we flip over to the back of the sheet to find it 19:09 of the second period. It's the Nashville Predators picking up a bench minor. Too many men on the ice. No shots on goal for the Vancouver Canucks over the course of the rest of the period on the power play. So at the end of the second period, Vancouver's out shooting Nashville 21-18. It would be a carryover. So the Vancouver Canucks start the third period just like they started the second period. A carryover on the power play, this time of 109, and a save on Roenick for UC Saros would come at this moment. But right after the power play would expire for the Vancouver Canucks, 1:16 of the third period would be Bluger with his 4th goal of the season. It was another perfect Hughes setup, just an otherworldly defenseman and offensive defenseman out there. You can put his name up there with any of the greats of, I think, all time. The way he is panning out, it's only going to take a matter of having the number of games played by the end of this thing to see him up there with some of the greats. But Bluger's 4th goal of the season gives Vancouver a 5-1 lead. That's going to be it for UC Saros. He checks out of this one. Kevin Lankinen comes in, and Lankinen is going immediately to work. We are 2:34 into the third period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Pettersson at 4:54. Lankinen comes up with a save on Garland at the 5:46 mark. There's Kevin Lankinen again coming with another save on Pettersson at the 6:58 mark of the third period. It's Vancouver off the box picking up a bench minor. Too many men. No, not all. Not all of Vancouver is off to the box, though that would be a unique moment to see. The bench minor assessed to the Vancouver Canucks for too many men on the ice. Look, I got to find some sort of laugh in this thing. It would be DeSmith coming up with a save on O'Reilly. A quick whistle would frustrate the Nashville Predators during this power play. Other than this save on O'Reilly's jam attempt, the Preds not able to get a whole lot done in this situation. We hit the 9:35 mark of the third period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Bluger, and then at 10:45, the Preds still out there generating scoring opportunities, still giving it a go. DeSmith comes up with a save on McDonough, plus the follow-up by Luke Shen, 2 defensemen joining together for a scoring opportunity. At the 12:28 mark, DeSmith comes up with a save on Forsberg. Then I want you to listen to a couple of names here for the Predators down the stretch. 13:21, it's DeSmith coming up with a save on Tommy Novak at 16:29 of the third period. Lankinen coming up with the save on Bosser as Vancouver brought the puck in the zone for one of the few times in the final 10 minutes of the period. 17-17 of the third. It's DeSmith coming up with a save on Luke Evangelista. At 18:55, it's DeSmith coming up with a save on Juuso Parson. And at 19:48 of the third period, it's Glass getting his first goal of the season. It was Cole Smith with the setup off the half wall and the finish by Glass from the slot. First of all, great to see Glass up and healthy and in the game, but also great to see him still jamming away and grinding up until the very final seconds of this game. With 12 seconds to go in a blowout game, there's Glass getting his first goal of the season. There wasn't a lot to celebrate, so there wasn't a celebration. Very, very muted. But congratulations to Glass picking up his first goal of the season. Breaking through like that is a big moment, even if it occurs during the course of a blowout. So the Preds, down the stretch, Andrew Burnett gives their young players some good ice time. They get some good shifts. They generate some offense, and Vancouver Canucks close this thing out. It's a 5-2 final in favor of the Vancouver Canucks. They outshoot the Nashville Predators 35-28. And for the season series, and it's something we'll go into a little bit more with the numbers, they sweep the season series. The Vancouver Canucks sweep the Nashville Predators 3-0 in the season series. And then tonight's final 5-2. That means they outscore the Nashville Predators 13-6 on the season. Is that right? Yeah, 13-6 on the season. Predators average only 2 games per game against the Vancouver Canucks this season. 2 early in the season, 1 later on when the Preds got things rolling, but this was not a game where the Preds got things rolling. UC Saros, the last 10 games, incredible. This game, there wasn't much he could do. There wasn't much the Nashville Predators could do. The Preds were beaten by a team that was better than them on the rink tonight. They were beaten all 3 times this season by a team that's better than them. The Vancouver Canucks play the style that the Nashville Predators are looking to play moving forward. It's been a learning curve all season long going up against the Vancouver Canucks. They fell 3-2 at Bridgestone Arena back on October the 24th, and then they fell 5-2 on the 31st of October, and now they fall again 5-2 in this game. That's a tough one for the Nashville Predators. They've really been hot as of late, but the Vancouver Canucks have been hot all season long. For the Canucks, their 22nd win of the season. Now listen, that's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You gave us 10 minutes, and we gave you the entire game. All the goals, all the penalties, all the big moments that happened, we gave it to you right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. Analysis, box score, and so much more coming up after these short messages. Please stay tuned.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way, from startup to full-time operation. Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back December the 21st of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were in Philadelphia to close out the regular season series against the Flyers. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist; Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista; Trennan, Sissons, Tomasino, Smith, and McCarron. 11 forwards. That means 7 defensemen. McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carrier, Barry and Shen. Dante Fabro gets his chance to get back into the lineup for the Nashville Predators. UC Saros gets the start in Philadelphia against the Flyers. We are 36 seconds into the game, and UC Saros coming up with the first save of the game. It's coming up on York on a wrist shot. 106 of the first period. Sarson coming up with a save on Colton Sissons. That's the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators. At 131 of the first period, it's Frost with his 4th goal of the season, giving the Philadelphia Flyers a 1-0 lead, just 91 seconds into the game. But listen to how this thing unfolds. Behind the net, the Preds try to make the play around the wall. The puck ends up going off of the leg of Frost, over the back of the net, off of the back of UC Saros, and then in to the net. One of the more improbable goals that you're going to see, but these types of things do happen from time to time in the NHL. It can be a wacky game. So Frost's 4th goal of the season, no matter how it happens, gives the Philadelphia Flyers a 1-goal lead. 3:35 into the first period. Forsberg takes the first penalty of the game. He's off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. That's going to be Saros coming up with a save on Tippett. Then UC Saros coming up with another save on Poling. We return to 5-on-5 hockey in a 5:44 of the first period. Sarson coming in with a save on Philip Forsberg off the rush, close range, right out of the box and onto the offense for Philip Forsberg. 6:20 of the first period. UC Saros coming with a save on Lawton. 7:27 of the first. Saros comes with a save on Couturier. 9:09. Saros another save on Farabee at 9:57 of the first period. Sarson comes with a save on Forsberg, plus the follow-up play right here. We're halfway through the first period already. 12:20 into the first. It's Saros coming up with a save on Farabee. 14:06. Saros another save, this time on Tippett. 16:07. Preds get a good scoring opportunity that's turned away. This time it was by Sherwood. 16:55 of the first period. It's Sanheim off the box. 2 minutes for holding. This would be an outstanding penalty kill by the Philadelphia Flyers. They would not give up a single shot on goal. As a matter of fact, they would be more troublesome on the Nashville Predators offensive side of the end of the ice than the Nashville Predators would be on the Philadelphia side of the ice over the course of these 2 minutes, or 19:11 of the first period. Saros comes with a save on Sanheim, and we hit the end of the first period with the Philadelphia Flyers out shooting the Nashville Predators 13-9. We go 26 seconds into the second period, and it's Ryan McDonough off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. This is where we find Smith scoring a shorthanded goal for the Nashville Predators. His 5th of the season, gets the Preds on the boards. A strong finish on the shorthanded drive to the net. Again, Cole Smith shorthanded for the Preds, breaks through Philadelphia 1-1, but the Flyers continue on the power play. Nashville Predators PK would stand tall the remainder of the penalty kill. At 4:08 of the second period, it's McDonough off the box, 2 minutes for holding. It worked so well for the Preds, they figured they'd try it again. But this time it goes the opposite direction, and it's Couturier picking up his 8th goal of the season. Man, is this guy good in tight areas, close range, stick handling in a phone booth, outweighting UC Saros. As soon as Saros goes for the poke, the 5-hole opens up, and the puck is deposited through. Couturier's 8th of the season gives the Philadelphia Flyers back their 1-goal lead. Now they are leading 2-1 here early in the second period. McDonough already 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes of the second period. 5:24 of the second period. Philip Tomasino's 3rd goal of the season, tying the game up at 2 apiece. Nashville Predators get their 2nd goal of the game. The Deke takes Arizona out of position, and the backhand finishes a really tremendously great move, and another good stick handle in close range. Tomasino matching Couturier's effort from earlier from the Flyers. Now for the Preds, and the Preds give Tomasino's 3rd goal of the season, their 2nd goal of the game. The game tied at 2 apiece. At 6:02 of the second period, Saros comes with a save on Atkinson. 7:23 of the second period, Sarson coming with a save on Luke Evangelista. 8:16 of the second period, Sarson comes with a save on O'Reilly's between the legs attempt. If this had been successful, it would have made the end of the year, not Predators highlight reel, it would have made the end of the year league highlight reel. O'Reilly between the legs with the redirect at the top of the crease turned aside. 8:38 of the second period, Walker off the box. 2 minutes for interference. Sarsankis with a save on Roman Josi, but then Couturier picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for tripping. We'd see a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds, but as that call is being made on the delay, it'd be O'Reilly tipping the puck into the net. Clearly a high stick. They took the time to go through the process. It was waved off initially, then it was reviewed, then it was discussed. They actually did go through the effort and the process with this one. Clearly a high stick here by O'Reilly. Goal taken off the board. 5-on-3 power play for 30 seconds. The Philadelphia PK, though, strong. As a matter of fact, it would be Konecny coming up with a shorthanded chance for the Philadelphia Flyers during this 5-on-3 penalty kill. 12:08. Herson comes with a save on Tommy Novak. 12:37 of the second period. Trennan is out of this game. 5 minutes for boarding plus a game misconduct. Initially called 2 for check to the head, then called a major for check to the head, then it called properly a 5-minute penalty for boarding and a game misconduct. So the Predators are about to be on the penalty kill for the next 5 minutes of this game. UC Saros comes with a save on Lawton. Then Saros has to come up with another save on Frost. Nashville Predators PK is doing an incredible job out there, keeping everything to the outside, and that's where we find Atkinson coming away with a 2-minute penalty for slashing, making it a 4-on-4 situation. So the Philadelphia Flyers' major power play is effectively over at this moment in time. Saros comes up with a save on York, though, during the 4-on-4. Then Saros comes up with another save on Tippett during the 4-on-4. The Preds would have a short power play, but it would be killed off easily by Philadelphia. 19:44 of the second period, it's Stahl off to the box. 2 minutes for interference on Sherwood. That would carry over into the third period, but at the end of the second period, it's Philadelphia out shooting Nashville 26-8. Tied at 2 going into the third on the clean sheet. It's 1:01 in. Preds still on the power play. Herson with a save on Philip Forsberg just after the power play expires. He comes up with another save on Dante Fabro at the 1:57 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Tippett, his first touch of the period. 3:46 of the third period. Herson coming up with a save on Cole Smith at 4:11. Saros comes with a save on Lawton at the 5:06 mark of the third period. Herson comes with a save on Luke Evangelista at 6:48 of the third period. UC Saros coming to save on Atkinson's breakaway. Easily the biggest play of the game for UC Saros. Tie game, and he is able to keep the puck underneath his belly, maybe the cuff of the pants. It doesn't matter what stopped it. It doesn't make it underneath completely. Saros comes with a huge save on Atkinson's breakaway. He slipped behind the D and had an incredible scoring chance. That's what Philadelphia does best, but UC Saros took it away. 7:49 of the third period. Saros coming with a save on Nyquist at 9:50 of the third period. UC Saros coming with a save on Hathaway at the 12:50 mark of the third period. UC Saros coming with a save on Konecny's backhand at close range at 14:22. It's Tomasino. He's hitting the crossbar. Another great scoring opportunity for Phil Tomasino in 15:59. He's going to get another scoring opportunity, and this time he's going to convert his 4th goal of the season, his 2nd goal of the game. Now listen, he won this battle in the neutral zone. This was a solid battle. Could have gone either way, and Tomasino just had a little bit more compete in him. Then he gets into the offensive zone. He gets himself open in the slot area, goes to the hard area, and gets rewarded with the sweet pass and sweet finish. Tomasino, the trifecta of good jam right here in the no-half step in hockey, from the battle in the neutral zone to getting open in the slot to finishing it in the hard area. Tomasino's fourth goal of the season, second goal of the game, gives the Nashville Predators a 3-2 lead with 4 minutes to go in this game in Philadelphia. At 17:05 of the third period, Tristan coming with a save on Sherwood's wraparound attempt at 18:11 with the extra attacker on. UC Stars comes up with a save on York at 19:59. Nyquist just gently escorts the puck down the ice and into the empty net. His fifth goal of the season, empty net goal, makes it 4-2 in favor of the Nashville Predators, and that is going to be your final. The Nashville Predators come away with the regular season sweep over the Philadelphia Flyers, winning both games within just a matter of days apart between them. The final shots on goal is 32-32 for each team. And for the Nashville Predators, listen, they overcame a pretty big defeat at the hands of the Vancouver Canucks on home ice the other night, and then they overcame a goal 91 seconds in that was a very, very weird situation and something that could have really sunk their confidence. But the Nashville Predators hung in there, and even after finding themselves on the penalty kill numerous times in the second period, UC Stars is able to keep the Nashville Predators in this thing, making the biggest save of the game on that breakaway on Atkinson. So UC Stars also rebounds from getting pulled in that game against Vancouver and comes away with a huge victory. That Philadelphia team is a very, very good hockey team. They're very good on home ice, and they played a pretty good game against this Nashville Predators team. But the Preds found a way to get it done. They found a way to beat Philadelphia now twice this season. That'll do it for the regular season series against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Nashville Predators now coming back home to face off against the Dallas Stars on home ice. That is going to be a huge Central Division matchup. We can finally start talking about that. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You gave us 10 minutes, and we gave you the entire game. Analysis, box score, and so much more coming up right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back December the 23rd of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were welcoming in the Dallas Stars, the final game before Christmas break, and also the first game of the regular season meeting between these two Central Division rivals. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his line combinations in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Parson and Novak, Evangelista. Your third line is Trenton, Sissons, and Sherwood. Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino make up your fourth line. Your defensive pairings are McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carey, Barry and Shedder. Your third pair, Saros, gets the start in net. We are just 24 seconds into the game, and it's UC Stars coming up with a save on Ryan Suter. Yes, that Ryan Suter. First shot on goal of the game for either team. 122 of the first period. It's Wedgwood coming up with a save on Philip Forsberg. First shot on goal for the Preds in this game. We go to 3:48 of the first period. It's Wedgwood coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Yossi, at 4:39 of the first. It's Saros coming up with a save on Harley. 5:09 of the first period. Wedgwood another save on Yossi at 6:40. Saros a save on Joe Pavelski at 8:52 of the first period. Wedgwood coming up with a save on Philip Forsberg. We go to the 9:42 mark of the first period, and it's Wedgwood stopping Cole Smith. Saros then stops Robertson at 12:23 after some back and forth play between the face-off circles. 15:35 of the first period. It's Wedgwood coming up with a save on Cole Smith at 16:39 of the first period. UC Stars comes up with a save on Hanley, plus the follow-up by Johnston, and then incredibly with Saros down and out, Yossi jumps into the net and comes up with the incredible glove save on Johnson. A 5-star glove save right there. Tosses the puck off to the side. There was some question, some debate, even a review to see if it had gone over the goal line. If perhaps it was a penalty shot for gloving the puck by a player, but turns out this play was completely legal and it was completely incredible. The captain, Roman Yossi, coming up with a glove save on Johnston here at 16:39 of the first period. At 17:56 of the first period, Wedgwood coming up with a save on Yakov Trenin at the 19:32 mark of the first period. Wedgwood comes up with a save on Cole Smith. So the Nashville Predators at the end of the first period outshoot the Dallas Stars 12-8, but the game really is pretty even 50-50. Both teams getting good chances, and Roman Yossi coming up with the absolute save of the first period. So no penalties, no scoring in the first. We go over over to the second period. It won't take long because only 23 seconds in to the second period. It's Michael McCarron getting his fifth goal in a most unconventional way, but going to the hard areas, sometimes you get rewarded like this. It's McCarron's fifth goal of the season. This is how it unfolded. McDonough takes the long shot. There's a massive scrum and pile up of bodies between the net and where McDonough took the shot. It ends up hitting off of McCarron in the glove area. Again, I thought this might be challenge reviewed, but it sure seemed like everybody wanted to get off the Christmas break as quickly as possible. So off of McCarron's glove and into the net, and then it was while he was down in a pile of bodies. No challenge, no review, no anything. McCarron's fifth goal of the season gives the National Predators a 1-0 lead early in the second period. 53 seconds into the second period, Saros coming up with the save on Hawken Pot. 141 of the second period. It's Wedgwood coming up with the save on Parson at the 3:11 mark of the second period. TC Saros coming up with the save on Johnston. 3:49. Our first penalty of the game sees McCarron off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. So McCarron has the only goal of the game, now the only penalty of the game as well. You see Saros checking in, going to work against Joe Pavelski, who has tormented the Nashville Predators all throughout his career. Saros comes up with a second save on Pavelski before the end of this penalty kill by the Nashville Predators. Just after the penalty kill, Saros has to come with another save on Johnston, and at 6:25, so just 30 seconds after that, Sagan is off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping, giving the Nashville Predators their first power play opportunity of the game. And it's that noted goal scorer, power play specialist, Colton Sissons, with his 11th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead. Strong movement by the Nashville Predators. A nice quick power play right here, converts easily with the finish coming from the slot area. Again, Colton Sissons, his third power play goal of the season. His third, he only had 3 power play goals coming into this season. His career, he has 3 power play goals this season, 11 total. An incredible offensive start to this year by Colton Sissons. 2-0 in favor of the Nashville Predators. We go to the 8:13 mark of the second period. Saros comes up with a save on Sagan. 9:18. Wedgwood, a save on Tommy Novak at 12:25 of the second period. After some back and forth play again here in the middle of the period, Wedgwood comes up with a save on O'Reilly at 14:34 mark. Saros comes up with a save on Steele at 15:27 of the second period. You see Saros comes up with a save on Duchesne's knuckle puck. By the way, Duchesne took a look up towards the sky. You could tell this is not what he wanted to do with this particular scoring opportunity in close range on his former teammate. UC Saros at 17:39 of the second period. UC Saros coming with a save on Johnston. Johnston all over the Predators in this game. 17:55 of the second period. McCarron is off to the box. 2 minutes for holding. So now he's got a goal and 2 penalties in this period, and that was for holding right there at 17:55. Saros is going to have to come up with another save on Duchesne before the Nashville Predators hit the end of the second period. Solid penalty kill by the Preds right there to end the period. So the Preds lead 2-0 at the end of 2, but the Dallas Stars are out shooting the Predators now 24-19. So the Dallas Stars went from 8 shots on goal at the end of 1 to 24 at the end of 2. We hit the mic cord. We flip over to the back of the sheet. We find the third period breakdown, and we go 2:28 with it being very tight, very highly contested hockey out there. Not a lot of room to move. So many stick checks. You could audibly hear it on the broadcast on the review of that. 2:28 into the third period. It's Wedgwood coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Yossi, again at 5:11 of the third period. It's Smith hitting the post. Yes, Craig Smith back at Bridgestone Arena hitting the post. Where was his tribute video? Just kidding. We did that in the past already. 5:32. We did that in the past. 5:32 into the third period. It's UC Saros coming with a save on Lindell, plus the follow-up by Harley at 8:22. After some more back and forth play, Dadonov comes up with his 8th goal of the season. He finds the loose puck pinballing around, and he cashes in, getting Dallas on the board. The Preds still have a 2-1 lead now in the third period on home ice at 10:11 of the third period. That's right. We're all the way at 10-11 already. Saros comes with a save on Hawk and Pod. 10:37 of the third period. It's Ben off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. Nashville Predators with a good opportunity to go on the power play right here, but only able to generate 1 shot on goal over the course of 2 minutes. Wedgwood with a save on Sissons. The Nashville Predators really needed to do a little bit better job on this one, but they were unable to convert here. At 12:55 of the third period, UC Saros coming up with save on Ryan Suter. At 15:27, UC Saros coming up with save on Ryan Suter. At 16:29, UC Saros, a save on Ryan Suter. So former Nashville Predators all over the place right here, but Ryan Suter getting 3 consecutive shots on goal for the Dallas Stars, while the Dallas Stars down by 1. UC Saros obviously keeping the Preds in this one. At 17:34, a breakaway out of nowhere. That's usually how they happen. Philip Forsberg on this breakaway, and everybody expected this to be the end of the game. Unfortunately, Forsberg catches iron, cannot convert, and the Nashville Predators remain ahead by just 1 goal. So at the 17:34 mark, Forsberg hits the post. We go to the empty net scenario, and we find at 19:44, UC Saros comes up with a save on Robertson. Nashville Predators have kept things relatively under control with the extra attacker on, but then in 1947, it is Smith with his 3rd goal of the season. Some rebound jam. So former Nashville Predator Craig Smith, he hit the post earlier, comes back and gets the tying goal now with 13 seconds left in this game. So again, Craig Smith rewarded going to the net and working hard. So with 13 seconds to go, everybody just assumes that it'll be heading off to overtime, tied at 2 apiece. So puck drop at center ice, and it goes in the Nashville Predator zone. And for some reason, with 5 seconds left in the game, everybody just stopped skating. Everybody just stopped playing. Everybody just stopped doing everything. Oh, except the Dallas Stars players, because Hakanpää puts the puck into the net. His first goal of the season comes officially at 19:56 of the 3rd period. So the Nashville Predators give up the tying goal at 19:47 of the 3rd period, and they give up the game-winning goal to Hakanpää and the Dallas Stars at 19:56 of the 3rd period, while they were all just standing around looking at each other as if the game had long since ended and they were already headed off to overtime. That's why you can never take a shift or a second off at the NHL level. Your final, the Dallas Stars 3, the Nashville Predators 2. The Dallas Stars outshoot the Predators 34-21, and the Nashville Predators absolutely go on to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. You can get away with getting up by 2 and holding on for dear life and riding UC Saros against Buffalo, against Montreal, against Chicago. Where you cannot do that is against a good first-place team like the Dallas Stars. The first time you'd seen the Dallas Stars this year, you had them on home ice, you had them down late in the 3rd period, 13 seconds left to go. You lose your focus, you give up the tying goal, and then you just absolutely give up on the game. Andrew Burnett said after the game he's never lost a game like that, and for the Nashville Predators, I don't ever want to see them lose another game like that. That was an abysmal 3rd period. When you go in a shell and you only end up with 2 shots on goal in the 3rd period, you're never going to win a hockey game. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap, analysis, and more coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to December the 27th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were welcoming in the Carolina Hurricanes for the 2nd and final meeting of the regular season between these teams. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista, Parson and Glass, and Sissons, Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino. That means it's Yakov Trenin getting the healthy scratch in this game. McDonough and Yossi are your first defensive pairing. Luzon and Carrier, Fabro and Shen. That means Barry is getting the healthy scratch on the defensive side of things. UC Saros gets the starting net. Kevin Lankinen actually scratched for this game. Askarov has been called up from Milwaukee and filling in as the backup. 20 seconds into the 1st period, Skachetkov coming in with a save on the captain, Roman Yossi, the first shot on goal of the game for either of the clubs. 57 seconds of the 1st period. Luzon off the box. 2 minutes forward tripping. That's our first penalty and our first special teams play. The game is UC Saros coming in with a save on Burns, and then Saros coming up with another save on Burns. A strong PK overall by the Nashville Predators, doing a good job ragging the puck and killing off a lot of time all the way down in the Canes zone at 3:02. First period, UC Saros coming up with a save on Drury at the 5:07 mark. It's Saros coming up with a save on Teravainen at the 5:14 mark of the 1st period. Ahu off the box. 2 minutes forward tripping. The Preds get their first power play opportunity of the game. It's Kachetkov coming with a save on Ryan McDonough, then coming up with another save on Parsonen. Preds unable to break through. 7:30 of the 1st period. Kachetkov coming up with another save on Luke Shen at 9:03 at the first glass off the box. 2 minutes for interference. Preds' 2nd penalty of the game already happening in just 9 minutes, and Sebastian Aho makes him pay on this one. His 14th goal of the season gives the Carolina Hurricanes a 1-0 lead in this game. It hit the D on the way in, and you've heard that one so many times this season. Heavy traffic in front of Saros. It bounces off. It finds its way into the back of the net. Power play goal for the red-hot power play unit of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sebastian Aho always does good against the Preds. 1-0 tipping now in favor of the Canes. 11:24 into the first period. UC Stars coming with a save on Netches at 11:56. It's Kachetkov coming with a save on Nyquist plus Philip Forsberg's jam and the follow-up at a 14:07 of the first period. It's Cole Smith off the box. 2 minutes for interference. The Preds' third penalty in just 14 minutes of this game, and Burns makes them pay again. His sixth goal of the season. It's a long, accurate, high shot through traffic. Lots of traffic in front of UC Stars on this one. That's going to be Carolina taking a 2-0 lead here just over 15 minutes into this game. 15:48. The first period, Kachetkov coming out with a save on Ryan McDonough. Things would kind of even out here, and the teams would skate to the conclusion of the first period with the Nashville Predators out shooting the Carolina Hurricanes 11-9. Carolina holds the 2-0 lead. We are 1:18 onto the clean sheet of the second period, and it's Nyquist breaking through for the Nashville Predators. His sixth goal of the season is a rebound put back on the backhand. Svechnikov comes in and hits Nyquist after the goal. Initially, Nyquist stayed down and left the game injured for some time, and it was called a 5-minute major on the ice, and then it was reviewed, and then the penalty was completely rescinded. The more times you look at the replay, the less it seemed like a head contact or a vicious hit, and it just kind of seemed incidental, poorly timed after the play was over, perhaps, but it was rescinded completely. Nashville Predators bench, Nashville Predators players are completely incensed. It's Nyquist, though. His sixth goal of the season does get on the board for the Nashville Predators, and it was a rebound put back, making the game 2-1 in favor of Carolina. 1:33 into the second period. UC Stars coming up with a save on Chatfield at 2:18 of the second period. Kachetkov coming out with a save on McCarron at 3:44 mark of the second period. Svechnikov, though, coming out with his third goal of the season. So Svechnikov goes from just 2 minutes earlier having a 5-minute major and possibly being done for the evening to having that rescinded, and now getting on the score sheet with his third goal of the season. That makes it 3-1 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. 4:15 of the second period. Kachetkov coming with the save on Philip Forsberg. This led to a scrum. Philip Forsberg trying to will his team back into it. Good to see a little bit of emotion, a little bit of jam, especially right here after the whistle. We don't get a lot of that with this Preds team. 4:57 of the second period. Chatfield off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. This is going to give O'Reilly an opportunity to score his 14th goal of the season. It was Colton Sissons doing the hard work at the front of the net, and he absolutely, with the jam, pokes the puck free. O'Reilly's able to pull it out from between the pads and put it into the net with ease. His 14th goal of the season is the Preds' second goal of the game, now 3-2 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. At 5:36 of the second period, Burns. He's off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking, putting the Preds back on the power play, but the Preds unable to get anything done over the course of this power play until Glass ends up picking up a penalty. 2 minutes for tripping. That took place in the offensive zone. That created a very, very short 4-on-4 before it puts the Carolina Hurricanes on the power play. UC Stars would have to come up with a save on Sebastian Aho, and then would have to come up with another save on Svechnikov at 9:56 of the second period. It's Drury's fifth goal of the season, putting Carolina up 4-2. It was a back post tip, and Fabro off of the faceoff goes down, got himself all twisted up, appeared to be injured, but was thankfully able to come back into this game shortly after this. But while Fabro was down, that left the back post wide open, and Drury, ever the opportunist, gets in there and puts the puck into the net. UC Stars having all kinds of trouble on the other side of his crease, unable to affect anything on this shot by Drury. Carolina leads 4-2. We are only halfway through this game. The second period is wild. At 11:27 of the second period, Scott Cammy going off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Kachetkov has to come up with 3 consecutive saves on Luke Evangelista at close range. Evangelista tried to step out and jam. He tried to go through the legs and jam, and then he tried to just bull his way straight to the net and jam. Great to see Luke Evangelista working as hard as he was working on the power play. Try to get the Nashville Predators the tying goal in this game. At 13:46 of the second period, UC Stars coming up with a save on Netches at 16:15 of the second period. UC Stars coming up with a save on Burns at 17:21. Kachetkov comes with a save on Parsonen's tuck-in attempt after a great stick handle. Parsonen comes into the zone, cuts across the zone, does an incredible stick handle, gets everyone out of position, and Kachetkov, just at the very, very last possible second on the tuck-in, is able to get a skate on it and kick it free from there. Stick taps Kachetkov for an incredible save. This would have made the season-ending highlight reel for sure if Parson was able to tuck this play in at 17:35, though, just after this play. Just 14 seconds after this play, the Preds go from just missing tucking in a goal to Luke Evangelista, picking up a double minor for high sticking in the neutral zone. It was reviewed, and it was upheld this time. It happened over in the bench area. It was a clear high stick. The Carolina Hurricanes waste no time converting. Jarvis picks up his 12th goal of the season. It was a redirect at the side of the net. As a matter of fact, it went off Colton Sissons and then right off of Jarvis and then right into the back of the net. Carolina leads 5-2. That took place on the first of the two power plays. So the second power play engages now. Teravainen would hit the crossbar with Carolina leading 5-2. We would hit the end of the period. It would go back to 5-on-5 hockey just right there at the end of the period. The Predators out shooting Carolina 28-19. That's already above what the Carolina Hurricanes give up in shots against per game for the season. No matter, though, the Carolina Hurricanes have a 3-goal lead going into the third period. To start the third period, UC Saros is out of this game, and Yaroslav Skarov is into the net. Just called up this afternoon for Lankinen being out with an illness and getting an opportunity in front of the Bridgestone Arena home crowd. And I know a lot of people were very excited about that. At a point in the time in the game when there wasn't a lot excited, a lot of people were excited to see the future goaltender for the Nashville Predators. 1 minute into the third period, Kochetkov coming with the save on Nyquist, plus the follow-up by Philip Forsberg and Philip Forsberg. Well, that would be a hell of a hockey player. Forsberg at 1:59 of the third period. Skarov comes up with a save. Hey, it's his first game back, Christmas break for me too. Skarov comes with a save on Nason at 2:19 of the third period. Kochetkov comes with a save on Dante Fabro. Good to see Fabro back in the game after seemingly being quite injured earlier. At 5:50 of the third period, Skarov coming up with a save on Bunting plus Slavin's follow-up. Carolina all over Skarov here early in the third period. 7:29 of the third. Skarov comes with a save on Stahl at the 9:37 mark of the third period. Kochetkov coming up with a save on O'Reilly. 12:09. Skarov comes up with the save on Drury. At the 12:52 mark, we see Kochetkov coming with a save on Forsberg, and then we go into a long empty net scenario with the Nashville Predators choosing to go with the extra attacker down by 3 goals. The Carolina Hurricanes, who had been able to achieve 5 goals seemingly with ease in this game, now completely unable to hit the empty net here towards the end of the game for numerous attempts, numerous minutes it went on before finally 16:51 Kochetkov comes with a save on Parson, and it was, to be honest with you, the last honestly good shot of the game. Skarov would come back in and finish the final 90 seconds. He'd make one more save. The Carolina Hurricanes win this game 5-2. The Nashville Predators outshoot Carolina 37-25, and you can say it's rust, you can say it's whatever. The Predators should have been rested, not rusted, coming off of Christmas break. It was only 3 days, but this was a situation where the Predators truly did themselves in against a much better team than they are. They maybe have been even in the standings and points coming into this game, but the Carolina Hurricanes have just absolutely unleashed fury on the Predators in this one. When you take 3 minor penalties in the first 14 minutes of the game, you're flirting with disaster, and the Preds definitely suffered that disaster tonight. So the Nashville Predators fall on home ice coming out of the Christmas break. Not particularly good performance. Good to see some of the young players out there working hard, and good to see Nyquist, good to see Fabro coming back in at the end, and good to see Askarov getting an opportunity in front of the home crowd. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got box score, we've got analysis, and so much more coming up right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. Thanks so much for joining us for the Renegades of Puck 2023-2024 Nashville Predators season recap. We're doing it in chunks of 5 games, so we sure to appreciate you jumping along on the journey and checking out each and every part. Remember, you can check us out at renegadesofpuck.com, check us out on social media, and we sure to appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Sonnier. Stick taps, love, and respect.